Okay, today you're either going to be super mad at me or you're going to go, oh, thank God, it's over. It's finally over. I don't know if there's too many people in the middle of this argument, but if there is, they might just go, huh, more than likely. AI slop, the days of AI slop being a gold mine are over. It's completely done. Now, there's going to be some outliers, okay, especially if they found a niche that doesn't have a lot of content on it. But those faceless AI channels on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, they're being throttled back. And I'm proof of this. And I'm going to explain it because a lot of guys are going to try to still sell you courses. They're going to try to make it out to be like YouTube automation. Make 10 grand a month by only working 3 hours a day. Well, there's some truth to that, but it's over. And here's why it's over. Because algorithms changed. Even though they won't publicly admit it, because they themselves have AI tools to generate videos, aka TikTok, aka YouTube, aka Meta. They'll never publicly say it, but if you're not using their tools, they're throttling your content back. Now, how do I know this? Well, in June of 2025, I started seeing all those Bigfoot and Yeti videos. If you remember those initial videos that were funny, hilarious, comical, and the original creator of them was just slapping politically correct right in the face. And if you remember that, let me know in the comment section which Bigfoot and Yeti video was the first one you saw that made you just die laughing. You had to share it. So I went like, oh, so I can download VEO3 and I can create my own characters because I don't have a good comical delivery. And I have a lot of jokes and a lot of comical ideas. So I started an AI channel with several characters. I used Sasquatch, I used a honey badger, I used a bunny rabbit, I used a tiger, a mouse. I mean, I used all kinds of characters that when I was a kid, I used to draw, things of that nature. And it would tell jokes, like old dirty jokes or old clean jokes. Or it would talk about something just comical about marriage and things like that. And then I started to notice that people were starting to copycat what I was doing. And it was just building and building and building. And I built the channel to where it was like 200,000 subscribers, monetized within 30 days. And it was making between 3 and 5 grand a month. And I was having fun. I didn't care. I was having a good old time. I was having a blast. Because the comments alone in the videos were hilarious. And I responded to almost every comment I could because it's a real channel. It's not something I'm trying to farm a bunch of money out of. It was a real channel. And it's still there. But now YouTube and TikTok went from giving me 30, 40, 50 million impressions a week in the shorts feed down to maybe 100,000. So I changed it up. I've evolved. I evolved it where I include the characters, but I also do stuff with myself. So I'm trying to evolve the channel because I noticed this big change. But I'm starting to notice the same thing when I look through the shorts feed, when I look through TikTok. When I go through TikTok, I used to go through and look for inspiration for characters. Like I had a guy that was a hybrid, a gray Yeti that had a horse collar on him that had Bud on it. And if you've seen those videos, that's me, okay? And I got that from an inspiration of seeing Bigfoot and Yeti together and then seeing a cousin that was kind of gray and weird. And I just hybrided. I'm like, huh. And then it took me forever to get the prompts right. It took me a month and a half to get the prompt to be consistent for VEO3 and Sora 2. But now everybody's trying to sell a course on why, I got 30 YouTube channels and none of them are going to be taken down and none of them are going to be throttled back because I have the trust score of YouTube. they're starting to throw words like trust score and buy my course and I'll teach you how to do it and I'll work with you. Well, that's because they've already seen the throttle back on their channels months ago. I'm just starting to see it now, and I think a lot of the reasons why I'm a little late to the party with the throttle back is because that channel is not 100% AI. The long form content is all either compilation videos or me doing something silly and stupid. The shorts versions, which was the majority of what I made on there, was a lot of hybrid stuff. I would include a cat. You know, I would film things in real life and then integrate it into the AI. I mean, I did things that I think kind of threw off the system. And I'm not going to sell you on why you should do that. What I'm going to tell you is I think that's the reason why I saw my throttle back happen later than most channels. So now we have a choice, right? So I've already got several YouTube videos with YouTube channels with my face. I have this one, I have my podcast, and then I have my RV channel. So this thing was kind of like, this thing wasn't my main thing. This was my, hey, this would be cool to do. It became frustrating. It became a pain in the butt sometimes because trying to get the consistency of the prompt to do one of those 50-second videos could take me up to a week just to get the continuity right. It just turned into insanity. But the days of that are over. So if you're looking at all these faceless automation channels and think you're going to go into it in 2026 and you're going to make a bunch of money, you're going to spend a lot more money than you're going to make, because unfortunately, unless you're using their AI, or unless you have figured out a system to have your AI generated content be with your regular face and voice and everything else and not have anything to do with AI generated content 100%. If you're not 75% you and 25% AI, more than likely you're just going to blow money to a bunch of creators that claim something that was true in 2024, 2025, but just isn't sustainable. So anyway, just want to let you know,